Now, originally, I planned to open the show with a review of the President's State of the Union address this past week, in which he recited a litany of accomplishments of the first year, such as the lowest unemployment levels ever for Black and Hispanic workers, and the increase in pay, bonuses, and 401k retirement plans resulting from a rapidly rebounding economy. The President also placed some major proposals on the table, many policy issues that Democrats have demanded and begged for, such as paid family leave, funding for infrastructure, and a generous plan for allowing children brought here illegally to stay and even have a path to citizenship. In fact, in numbers 3 times greater than even the Democrats had asked for. Throughout the speech, the Democrats sat and remained silent. They failed even to applaud for statements in support of the national anthem, the national motto, "In God We Trust," or to salute the families of young people murdered by the gang MS-13. At one point, as members chanted, "USA," Congressman Luis Gutierrez bolted from the chamber, apparently triggered by such an outward celebration of America. But despite all that we could have talked about the State of the Union address, the release on Friday of the long-awaited memo from the House Intel Committee demands that we explain its significance. Now that the memo is released, we clearly know that at the highest levels of the FBI and Department of Justice, officials used a document that was created by a former British spy, paid for by the Democratic Party and the Hillary Clinton campaign, in order to obtain FISA warrants that allowed them to conduct surveillance on officials in the Donald Trump campaign. The material itself was manufactured in bogus, and it was nothing more than $10 million worth of political opposition research created by Fusion GPS, which is a political research company. One of the employees of Fusion GPS was Anita Orr, the wife of Deputy Attorney General Bruce Orr. At the highest levels in what should be our premier and most trusted law enforcement agencies, paid-for political propaganda was used to conduct surveillance of a candidate for president who in fact became president. Now, this matters so much that I may not be able to fully impress upon you how vital this should be to every American. For over a year, we've been told that the Russians tried to interfere in our election of 2016, even though not one scintilla of evidence has surfaced that they were able to change even one vote. But what we now know, and what should make us sick at our stomachs, is that it was our own government that was trying to interfere and change the outcome of the election. Let that sink in. People who have badges and guns and the power to take away your very life and liberty abuse the law and your liberty, and colluded with political operatives to discredit and destroy President Trump. I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican, because this ought to enrage every American. The fact that a warrant was obtained by using false information should result in criminal prosecution for those in our government who knowingly lied or omitted crucial information to a FISA court judge. Because this is the equivalent of a local cop planting a gun or drugs on an innocent citizen and then sending them to prison. If you can be targeted and prosecuted or persecuted or deprived of your life and liberty by dirty cops, this isn't about losing an election. This is about losing our constitutional protections and losing our very republic. This makes Watergate look like a fraternity prank. I'm disgusted, I'm disappointed, and I'm frankly seething with rage that people that we paid and trusted used their power to play out their personal politics and trample the Constitution doing it. We cannot and we must not sit still for it. I feel truly bad for the men and women of the FBI who are overwhelmingly honest and honorable, but I feel pure contempt for the dirty and sleazy officials who rose to the top of federal agencies, but who decided to crawl to the bottom of human decency.